So over the last month and a half, maybe 2 months, we can see that tech has taken a little bit of a beating, and you know, this being QQQ, it doesn't necessarily show as bad as it was, because we had some strong names really holding up this index, whereas a lot of other names were really kind of falling. And unfortunately, Roku happens to be one of those. Now, Roku, I believe, is at this point valued correctly or undervalued. So I think appropriately valued would be more along the lines of what to say. But I would like to say that this is actually an algorithm placed trend line that I've just kind of memorized. So it broke down from this trend this month. It is coming down on the monthly chart to touch the 50 EMA. Now, if you look at the weekly chart here, it is rested right on the 200 EMA, and we are kind of starting to see an uptick in volume. And I do believe, actually, I'll swap back to the monthly chart. I do believe that we're going to kind of start to see this round out and really start to increase again. Keep in mind that this is, I'll take it off log scale. You can see here it was trading at almost $500 up here with this beautiful double top, came crashing down to 178. We are resting on September 2019 highs, and it's still it's in this trend line, this trend as well. So we do have this holding up. So really it should pop up to at least 190 sometime this month, but that is not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about why Roku, I believe, is going to be a solid long-term investment, starting with the fact that Roku's in an incredibly successful sector with streaming services. Now, Roku, is they build their platform directly into the TVs that you can buy, and 42% of TV viewing is on streaming devices. And so streaming currently only gets 22% of TV ad revenue, and the rest of that is going to regular TV viewing, which doesn't make sense considering 42% of TV viewing is on streaming services, and the demographic of the people streaming have a higher likelihood at actually buying things that they see on ads. So ad revenue should go from the current $9 billion for streaming services in 2019. That's 2019, 2020 to 35 billion in 2025. So that still shows that the streaming market has a long way to go. Roku annual revenue was 2.5 billion last year, and it's projected to be 3.8 billion this year, and then 5 billion in 2023. So again, really great growth. And at that valuation, or not at that valuation, but at that projection, Roku is trading at 8 times its revenue, which is not much at all when you look at a lot of other different stocks, like tech stocks specifically. There, you've got plenty of stocks trading 15 to 20 to 25 times their revenue. I believe that when Roku IPO'd, they were trading at 11 times their revenue, and the stock price has gone up, so is their revenue. So right now it's fair value. I am absolutely buying shares down here, and again, Roku has been falling because tech started to take a little bit of a hit in up here, specifically the last few months. But up here, when Roku was almost $500, it was about to break all-time highs. I believe this is when the CEO announced that reopening businesses hurt television watching, kind of knocked Roku down, and it kind of forced people to take a step back and look into the company and why is it trading this high. Whereas I do think we'll see $500 again at some point. That would be very overvalued currently. So also there's been the TV shortage due to the virus going around, leading to weak TV sales, which then has caused their audience to not grow nearly as much. And that being said, Roku has 37% market share in the United States, but in Europe it's only 8%, South Africa is 4%, and Asia is only 1%. So there's so many more markets to expand in. And I don't think that you should be looking um, at the American market. We should be looking at the whole world, because that's theoretically what Roku is going to try to tackle next, because they have a significant market share in the US already. So I think honestly, wherever it's at 177. This is an absolute steal in my opinion. I'm going to be buying this. It really should be holding this support level. I think that if it falls kind of beneath one, I mean, you could go with like a $10 stop loss, 167, then reassess. But there's a lot going for it here with the support, with this trend line that it should theoretically pop back over with this EMA here. So I think this is kind of a really great risk to reward scenario. And this is one of those things that you average into it and you hold it for long term. But this is, for 2022, this is my highest conviction stock.